everyone, it's Jerry from the JMU STEPS Project coming to you again with some tips and strategies to keep you emotionally grounded during COVID-19. Um, this week I wanted to focus on a blog by a clinician named Rachel Edens that I came across from the Edens Counseling Group. And she had a great article in how to stay emotionally self-regulated during times of stress, during times of anxiety. And this is a time of stress for many of us. This is a time of anxiety for many of us. So we're going to talk a little bit about one of the techniques today that she used, or she talks some of her patients through, that's called grounding techniques. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about grounding techniques and how to use them in our daily lives when we're stressed, when we feel anxious about something. All right, so we've heard that word emotional self-regulation before as early childhood educators, haven't we? Yeah, it's something that we teach to children every day in our programs, how to emotionally self-regulate when they're upset, when they're sad, how to appropriately interact with one of their peers who may have taken something away from them. How do I emotionally respond when the blocks were taken away from me? How do I act in that moment? How do I stay in a moment that's acceptable when it comes to my behavior? So it's the same thing for us as adults when it comes to emotional self-regulation. It's the ability to respond to those ongoing demands of our experiences with a range of emotions that's socially acceptable. So how do we respond when we're angry as an adult that is acceptable to the people that are around us? All right, so this week we're going to talk briefly about something called grounding techniques. And so you may be asking, well, what are those? What are grounding techniques? Well, those are tools for you to stay in the moment during episodes of uncomfortable emotions. So how do you stay focused emotionally, mentally, when you are going through a moment of stress or experiencing something that's causing you to be anxious? How do you stay in the moment so that you do not have emotions that become unregulated in the sense that they are negatively impacting others? So you're maybe yelling at someone, or closed up, not able to express how you truly feel, or just burst out into tears because you weren't able to stay grounded in a positive and more secure feeling about something that's impacting you negatively. All right, so when we are stressed, we get caught up in negative thoughts, and we know what that leads to. It leads to our bodies feeling tense, and then that leads also to some uncomfortable emotions. So we're going to just run through a quick list with you of grounding techniques that you can use during COVID-19 to help you when you're feeling stressed, or when you're feeling anxious about something, or about an experience that you had during the day. All right, so one, run cool water over your hands. We use that with children. You know, when we want to calm them down, those sensory activities. It works for adults as well. So run your hand under cool water for a few seconds or a minute or two to help you calm down. Place a cool washcloth over your head or eyes. Or you can place an ice pack over your eyes for about 30 seconds. Those also help you to remain grounded in your emotions, help you to remain calm in a moment of stress or anxiety. All right, grab tightly onto the chair that you may be sitting on, as tight as you can. That helps to direct stress somewhere appropriate, as opposed to maybe directing it through words that are harmful, or through emotions that are not socially acceptable with people you're interacting with. So that's a way that you can redirect some of that negative energy that you may be feeling when under stress. Have an object in your pocket or in your work smock or nearby you that you can squeeze or touch during moments of stress or anxiety, like maybe a small stress ball or a small ball of clay. Or for some, it may be a Ziploc bag with some of those art feathers we use for projects, or some soft cotton balls that you could just run your hand through to help keep you grounded in times of stress or anxiety. Another technique, focus on your breathing. We've talked about this before, so focus on your inhales and your exhales. Focus on trying to breathe in and out slowly, to help keep you grounded. Scan the room. That's another technique. Scan the room and notice 5 things in detail. Like you may have a beautiful picture on your wall, and you're scanning and you're noticing the details of it, and then you may look and maybe scan and you're looking out the window and noticing the structure of your window frame, and maybe curtains or blinds that you have on your window. So scanning the room and noticing 5 things in detail helps to keep you grounded through a stressful experience or moment that you're having. Also, listen for 5 things that you can hear. So, for example, stay in the moment and listen for the ticking of a clock, or the humming of your AC in your home, or maybe the ceiling fan is making a sound that you could pick up on, or even your own breathing. Those are great things that will help to help you calm down through the auditory, in an auditory manner. So, yeah, listening for sounds in your environment also, and identifying them. And then finally, counting to 10 or saying the alphabet very slowly. So it's 1, 2, A, B. This gives you time to relax. It gives you time to slow your breathing down. It gives you time to stay grounded and focus and staying grounded in that moment of stress or anxiety. All right, so these are just some great grounding techniques to keep you to stay in the present moment during episodes of uncomfortable emotions that you can use in your day-to-day movements around in your program or at home. Next week, I wanted to continue this conversation on emotional self-regulation for adults during COVID-19, and we're going to focus on self-soothing. Again, another term that we as early childhood educators use. We talk about it primarily with our infants, where we teach them and give them the tools that they may need to learn how to self-soothe when the adult cannot respond immediately to their needs. So that baby that wants to be held, how are we giving them opportunities to teach them how to self-soothe until the adult can get to their needs? Same thing for us as grown folks. What are some techniques that we can use to self-soothe in times of anxiety, in times of confusion, in times of episodes that are negatively impacting us? How do we self-soothe to protect our emotional stability and our mental stability? So we're going to focus on that next week during my little short video with everyone. Okay, have a great week, and I'll talk to everyone soon. Take care.